Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about a topic that I just love, and it's taken me so long to do it on YouTube. Like, I have done I think 2 parts of this topic on TikTok, but I just have not gotten around to doing it on YouTube because I have actually I always keep lists of video topics and ideas in my notes, and the lists just keep getting added. So sometimes I forget about doing a specific topic, and this is typically an example of that. I just kind of forgot to get around to do it. But today we're going to be talking about cool girl perfumes. Now, what is a cool girl fragrance? What defines the cool girl aesthetic? Well, it's completely up to you. I think whenever somebody talks about this topic or, recommends fragrances based on this topic, it's very subjective to that reviewer, your taste, what you perceive a cool girl to be wearing. It's going to be different from every single reviewer that you watch. But I wanted to share with you guys my version of cool girl fragrances. I have some incredible stuff here. For me, whenever I think of a cool girl, I think of a little bit of androgynous fragrances that are not super feminine. I think of very unisex fragrances, and I think of a lot of woody notes like sandalwood, vetiver, cedar. I think of more woody fragrances rather than florals. Not that florals cannot be cool, they can, but I do think when I think of a cool girl fragrance, something that's a little more woody, maybe not super sweet, it has a unique characteristic to it, something that makes you stand out. I am just oh my god, I gotta get into this video now. Okay, this fragrance had to be here as probably one of the staple cool girl fragrances is Gris Charnel from BDK Parfum. You guys know it, everybody knows it. It is a gorgeous, creamy, spiced sandalwood scent with some fig, a little bit of this kind of tea vibe. It's just gorgeous. It's creamy, it's smooth, slightly spiced from the cardamom. It's a little bit sweet from some vanilla, so it has a cozy feeling. A lot of sandalwood, a little bit dusty, very creamy. It's pure perfection, and it smells so chic and effortless and cool girl. I remember, because this is my 3rd bottle of Gris Charnel, but I was wearing it so much about 2 years ago, and I wore it so much when I was in Paris as well, and it just fits the vibe of Paris. It fits the architecture, it fits the weather, it fits the, the fashion. It just fits so beautifully. So I don't know, for me, Gris Charnel will always be the ultimate cool girl fragrance. It doesn't smell like a pretty girl, doesn't smell like a, I don't know what the other, a vanilla girl. It's a cool girl fragrance. So definitely one of the best ones to get if you want to give off that vibe. Gris Charnel BDK. You guys know, great longevity, great projection, nothing more to say. I love it, I still love it. I haven't really worn it for a while though, because for me, I kind of have gone through my period of wearing Gris Charnel. Sometimes I will get a random craving, maybe every 6 months, to give it a little spritz, but I think for me, my era of Gris Charnel is over. The ultimate cool girl fragrance brand for me has to be Diptyque. Diptyque, this is Eau Vetiver, and I am obsessed with this scent. I have been wanting this fragrance for such a long time. This is the Eau de Toilette concentrate. I actually discovered this fragrance in Paris when I went to the boutique with a typical Parisian, actually. She's very Parisian, the girl that I went with. And we were smelling a bunch of fragrances, and I fell in love with Eau Vetiver. This was maybe about 3 years ago, and I always wanted it. I always wanted it. And it was always a fragrance that was on my wish list, but I just didn't get around to purchasing it until several weeks ago when I was at Nice airport. I was like, this is my time. I'm just gonna go grab it now. Vetiver. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this fragrance. Now, it's definitely the most fresh fragrance in this list. A lot of the other fragrances that I have here are more creamy, more dense, more fall winter appropriate. Eau Vetiver is more fresh. Now, this is a beautiful kind of soapy vetiver scent with some musk, a little bit of grapefruit. You have that woodiness, but it's in, a more fresh and clean way. It has a bit of that kind of soapy vetiver vibe. It feels fresh and smooth, a little bit creamy. It's just so chic to me. I am obsessed with it. Out of the shower, this is my current obsession. The only thing I have to say about this fragrance, and it really pisses me off because I love the way that it smells so much, you guys. I love it so much. but the longevity is garbage. Like for me, it lasts 3 hours maximum on my skin, and then I do not smell it anymore. So the longevity is really bad, but the scent is so good. So I don't know, like I feel very conflicted towards this fragrance because I'm obsessed with it, but the longevity is so bad. So, and I find that with a lot of the diptyque eau de toilette, not all of them, but some of them have really poor longevity and projection. Vetiver Eau definitely doesn't have the best, but I still love the way that it smells. So I think if you like fragrances like Bal d'Afrique from Byredo, you should definitely check this one out. They're not the same by any means, but I love this one. It feels so effortless and really cool and chic, and I just love it. I love it so much. Next up, we have a fragrance from Ormaie Paris. This is another one, guys, that was on my wish list for such a long time. This is Livre Bleu from Ormaie. I love this fragrance so much, and oh my gosh, you guys, it is incredible, and so many of you that have similar tastes to me will fall in love with Livre Bleu. I am sure about it, like 100% sure. So what you have with this fragrance is a gorgeous boozy cacao fragrance. Like you feel in the opening there is quite a lot of rum, so it has this really sexy boozy opening, but as it starts to settle you get a little bit of vanilla and this really kind of dusty chocolatey cacao vibe. Like it's so incredible, you guys, so addictive, so delicious. It's not too gourmand, like it definitely doesn't feel like food, overly sweet. It's very, very chic and very sexy on the skin. Like this is a date night in the fall and winter with a big coat on. It's very chic, very sexy. The only thing I have to say, and I'm a little bit disappointed about this, I do have to be honest, is again, the longevity and projection is not the best on this one. Probably around, for me, 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and then it's kind of very, very, very close to the skin, which is very disappointing because I love the way that it smells. Like I love this scent. If this was a beast mode fragrance, I think it would be like exploded within the fragrance community if it was more strong, but because it's a little more soft, it is a little bit frustrating. So think of a boozy chocolatey cacao scent. Honestly, you guys, this is a showstopper, but like I said, longevity and projection is not great, but it definitely embodies that cool girl aesthetic. Very chic, very sexy, very, I don't know, like very exclusive. One of my favorite fragrances, designer fragrances, I should say, it's Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. Now, I have found recently that people either love the scent or hate the scent, which is so strange to me because I don't know, like I love this fragrance so much that I can almost not imagine somebody hating it. Like sometimes when I hear people say or read reviews that say, oh, it's so ashy, it's dirty, it smells like cigarette, like I'm kind of like, are we smelling the same fragrance? Because for me, this is like perfect. I love the fragrance. This is a smooth, creamy, woody scent with a bit of tobacco, the little bit of booziness. It's very smooth, it's very suave, it's very sexy. It's just incredible. Like Pierre, he wore it the other day and we got into the elevator together and I was like, who smells so freaking good in here? Like, who is it that smells so good? And obviously I wasn't gonna ask like the people in the elevator, like who's wearing like an amazing fragrance right now. So once Pierre and I got out the elevator, I was like, is it you that smells good? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, I wore Jazz Club, and I was like, okay, it makes sense because it really, it's a standout fragrance to me. This is very creamy and woody, boozy. It's very smooth, a little bit sweet, a bit of tobacco. It's just incredible. So I love it. On my skin, I have great longevity and projection, around 7 hours, I would say I get, but I have heard stories of some people getting 1 hour, some people getting 3 hours. So I guess it depends. I'm not saying that 7 hours is what everyone will get, but for me, I really feel like it's quite a strong scent for me. So Jazz Club, Maison Margiela, incredible stuff. I love it so much. So yeah, it's definitely a cool girl fragrance. It smells very chic and very cool and very effortless. Next up, we have Maison Sœur Perfect Oud. This is definitely like a cool girl fragrance. She does not care. She does not care who likes her fragrance, who doesn't like her fragrance. She is wearing what she wants. She's not wearing a fragrance to get complimented, to, I don't know, be liked. She is wearing what she wants to wear, and that is Perfect Oud. Perfect Oud is definitely a cool girl scent. what I get from Perfect Oud is a very clean, almost soapy type of oud scent. It feels polished, it feels buttoned up, it feels professional in a way. You have a little bit of juniper, I think, in here. You have oud, bergamot, maybe a bit of iris, bit of leather. So it definitely has a slightly leathery touch, like very subtly. The oud, like I said, is very polished and clean. It's not skanky barnyard anything. It doesn't even really smell like oud to me. It smells like a leathered wood. Like it smells like leather mixed with like a nice clean woody vibe. And it's just so good. Like it smells fresh, but very woody, quite dry, no sweetness, nothing there like that. It's just a beautifully done fragrance, like beautifully done oud. I am obsessed with it. I think it smells so good, especially on a woman. Like if you're a woman and you don't mind pushing the boundaries a little bit with your fragrance and you like quite a woody scent, you need to try Perfect Oud. It smells so good. I usually recommend this one to men, which I do think it smells really good on men and I really recommend it. But if you're a woman, like I said, and you don't care about the labels, you don't care about anything, you should try Perfect Oud because it's a great fragrance. Definitely smells like a cool girl scent. Longevity and projection is great around, I would say, 7 hours on my skin with a nice projection. So I love it. Sometimes I use it as well to layer with like, I don't know, a bunch of other scents, whether it's something woody, something more sweet. I really like to layer with Perfect Oud. It's a great scent. Next up we have Chanel Sycamore. Another like typically masculine fragrance. I feel like a lot of men love Sycamore, but for me, I have recently become re-obsessed with Sycamore. I used to wear this fragrance a lot in Australia, and I used to mix it with Amboise Vanille from Serge Lutens, but recently I just became re-obsessed with the scent just alone. Like I love it, and I think it's because it reminds me of fall. It reminds me of, I don't know, I've never walked through a forest in the fall time, but this is the scent that I would associate to that specific occasion. Sycamore is such a beautiful woody vetiver scent. It's a little bit nutty, a little bit peppery in a way, a little bit piney, like it has a bit of a pininess going on, and it's just so good, you guys. I love it. Sycamore is so incredible. It's very woody. You have a lot of vetiver in there, which gives off, the vetiver smells like quite a nutty type of vetiver mixed with this beautiful kind of piney green freshness, and you have a little bit of a pepperiness, a bit of a smokiness. It's just so good. Like I said, this is so not something I would think a lot of women would like, but some of you out there, if you want to give off that cool girl vibe and you really like more of a woody type of scent and you like a bit more of your masculine scents, try Sycamore. It is so stunning, and yeah, I've become re-obsessed with the fragrance. It really gives off that fall vibe just in such a natural way. So love it. Very chic, very cool girl, and I'm just obsessed with it, guys. I'm obsessed. Going to something a little sweeter, a little more appealing to everyone, we have the Architects Club from Artiste. I love this fragrance for my fall winter vanilla. This is so good. The Architects Club, guys, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. What you have is this kind of green, like woody, very woody vanilla fragrance with, I know it sounds weird, but it almost smells like there's a bit of a cacao vibe in there, like just slightly, like a bit of like a milk chocolate touch, like ever so subtly. Don't think it's like a cacao fragrance, it's not at all, but it does have something a little bit creamy, like cacao chocolate, you know, mixed with the vanilla. I think you have a very green opening. You do have a green opening from some galbanum, but as it settles down, it's just so good. Like I feel like all of you that love Eau Dwell from Diptyque, but you have issues with the longevity, this is your solution right here. Not that they smell the same, but they're that kind of like woody vanilla that doesn't feel too heavy and dense. It's quite airy and light. The Architects Club is so good, you guys. It's addictive, intoxicating, it's smooth, very sensual vanilla, just beautiful. And I feel like it's also the sort of fragrance that I would recommend to people that want a vanilla, but you don't really like vanilla, actually. In fact, I feel like the Architects Club will be perfect for you because it's not overly sweet, it doesn't smell synthetic, it smells very natural, woody, it's smooth, it's creamy, it's just so addictive. So I really recommend it, the Architects Club, and fantastic longevity and projection, fantastic. For me, again, I'm speaking personally, I get around probably 8 hours max with the Architects Club, and a beautiful projection within my arm's length. So I love it. I think it's such a beautiful scent, very chic, very cool girl, very effortless, like an effortless vanilla fragrance. Like you just woke up smelling like this. Next up, we have an old fragrance that I have not spoken about for years. Like literally it's been years. This is Rehab from Initio Parfum Privé. Now, I have not worn this fragrance, nor have I spoken about it for such a long time, because when I think back to like when I first got this fragrance, it was actually Lucky Scent that sent it to me. And that was the first time I had ever, I think it was my first time ever receiving something from Lucky Scent. And also it was my first time trying an Initio fragrance. So when you probably can go back in my videos, it might be like about 5 years ago. And when I discovered it, I was so mind blown by this fragrance. Like the reaction was not fake at all. Like I was mind blown. I've always been really honest with what fragrances I like, what fragrances I don't like, and my reactions are very authentic. So when I tried Rehab, you guys, I was so obsessed with it. I couldn't believe that a fragrance smelled so good at the time. Like I was shocked. Anyways, Rehab, I haven't worn it forever. This is, now when I smell this fragrance, I can only compare it to Spice Bomb from Viktor and Rolf. I know that's a little bit weird, but they smell really, really similar. So now I have a hard time separating the two. Like I really feel like it smells like Spice Bomb. This is a very smooth, creamy fragrance with a spice and like a soft aromatic touch. It's very creamy. There's like a very subtle sweetness in the base. It's very woody and smooth and musky, like super musky as well. And you have that beautiful kind of aromatic, fresh touch in the top. It's really beautiful, like really, really, really beautiful. But like I said, I have a hard time now not smelling Viktor and Rolf Spice Bomb whenever I smell Rehab. So beautiful fragrance, very much a cool girl aesthetic. This musky, creamy, woody, smooth, slightly aromatic, like it's just beautiful. It feels so like zen. Like I know that maybe is like the bottle, the placebo effect, but actually no, like it's a fragrance that it makes you feel calm and zen and just very chic and smooth, and it's a bit fresh and it's amazing, guys. Like really, Rehab is an amazing scent, has fantastic longevity and projection on my skin. 7-8 hours, I would say, with a minimal projection. It is more close to the skin, but it is a great scent. So definitely cool girl appropriate, cool girl fitting. Where I would say. Let's talk about a luxury cool girl. This is a cool girl who's into the finer things in life. Maybe she's a little bit more ostentatious of a personality. This is Tobacco Honey from Guerlain. This is a new release from Guerlain. Oh, by the way, guys, I went and smelled Fève Gourmand from Guerlain. It is really similar to Gourmand Coquine. It's the same, actually. I took a sample and I compared it side by side with my bottle of Gourmand Coquine, and they're pretty much exactly the same. So if any of you guys wanted to get Gourmand Coquine but you were sad because they discontinued it, the Fève Gourmand is the same. Now, Tobacco Honey from Guerlain, this is a gorgeous honey tobacco scent, like absolutely spectacular. And it's funny because I feel like it's mostly women that I'm seeing talk about this scent recently rather than men, and I'm so happy because I would kind of think that most women would find like tobacco and honey to be more masculine, but I love seeing that girls are really interested in that sort of scent profile. Me, I think it's perfect. I think it's amazing. I think it's perfectly unisex, but I'm happy to see more women like kind of pushing the boundaries with what they wear. So, oh my gosh, this is probably one of the most high quality tobacco fragrances that I've ever tried. No joke, you guys. This smells beautiful. Like the tobacco is not smoky at all. It smells like, I don't know, like the tobacco is very smooth and suede-y. Like I don't know how to describe that, but it just smells so like it's smooth. It's a suede tobacco note in here, almost fresh, like a not smoky tobacco. Like there is smoky tobacco and then there's like fresh tobacco. This is more of that kind of clean tobacco scent. that feels suede-y and just very like luxurious. And then you have the honey. Now the honey is not overly sweet. I feel like it's perfectly balanced with the tobacco. The honey is not overwhelming the composition, which I'm very thankful for, because sometimes honey can be super obnoxious, super sweet, animalic, sickly. Like sometimes honey can ruin a fragrance. In here it doesn't. I feel like it's mostly the tobacco and the honey is just complementing the tobacco, and it's so good, you guys. So warm and cocooning and comforting, and it smells extremely rich, like extremely rich, bougie, luxurious for the cool girl. Like this is for the cool girl, and she collects fragrances. Like she loves fragrances, and she just discovered her new obsession, which is tobacco honey. So yeah. Oh, and I didn't mention, but the longevity and projection is amazing on this one. Around 8 hours with a nice minimal projection. So next up we have a fragrance that I bought for myself a few weeks ago. Now it's a few months ago, I think. And it's from Moncler. Now, do not sleep on the Moncler fragrances. They are absolutely amazing. They are not groundbreaking. Like, I don't want you guys to think that they're groundbreaking, because they're not at all. But they are just so well done. And I love that they all kind of feel quite simple. Like simple compositions, but done really, really well. So the one I bought myself is Un Éclat de Bois Blanc, and this is such a gorgeous musk fragrance. This is a almost peppery in the opening. In the opening, it's a little bit peppery, very musky, and there is a smooth sweetness going on, like this musky sweetness going on in the scent. This is sort of like a skin scent fragrance. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it doesn't smell like a perfume. This is more of that type of like skin scent DNA, like Another 13, not a perfume, Juliette has a gun, Eccentric Molecules vibe, a little bit more of a perfume than those, but it definitely feels more like a skin scent rather than like a very strong fragrance. It's really, really good, you guys. This is so chic and effortless, and just, I don't know, like your skin, this could almost be like your scent, like your natural odor that's coming off of your body in a way. I know that sounds a bit weird, but it's just so good, you guys, and it's very, very chic and cool girl. The little peppery opening, a lot of musk, and this really smooth kind of like almost amberette sweetness. It's so good, you guys. Like, I love this. Like, it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And for me, I was shocked. It lasts forever on my skin, this scent, like forever. It lasts around, I would say, 8 hours, I would say, on my skin personally. Once again, this is just me. It lasted on my skin around 8 hours every time that I've worn it, with a nice projection. Like, you may not feel like people can smell you, but it's a sort of scent that people can smell you, but you just don't really realize. So I'm obsessed with it. It's such a gorgeous fragrance. I bought it with my own money. Like, it's not, I think it's incredible. So I really recommend, if you were looking for more of that skin scent DNA, but you want something very cool and effortless and chic and a little bit sweet and musky, you must try this fragrance. It is gorgeous. It's Moncler Un Éclat de Bois Blanc. It's gorgeous, and even the line in general is quite impressive, I would say. Another fragrance that I think is such a cool girl fragrance, like this is another one that's like the epitome of a cool girl scent, is 1015 from Room 1015. Now, this fragrance, I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about it, but for me, it's my second favorite, or honestly, it could be my favorite fragrance from Room 1015. I, of course, love Cherry Punk, but this is probably my other top fragrance from the brand. 1015 is super underrated and it is amazing. But for this category, this is not feminine, this is not floral really, like it's not this like girly, feminine, sweet, like fragrance at all. This is very much like a mysterious, cool girl, very confident type of scent. What you have is quite a suede-y fragrance. Like for me, I really get this kind of sweet, not too sweet though, like very subtle sweetness, this very kind of suede-y, smooth, buttery iris scent with a woodiness, a slight saffron touch. It's just very chic in my opinion. Now, you do have to kind of appreciate like a bit of like a leathery suede note. I would say the leathery suede note smells more like suede rather than leather. You also have iris, you have violet, saffron, some woods. For me, it's a very smooth, creamy, suede fragrance with a slight sweetness and a woodiness in the base. It's so beautiful, so chic. I am obsessed with this fragrance. The only thing, and it's so annoying because I love the scent so much, I wish it was stronger. That's my only critic with this fragrance, is that I wish it was a little stronger. For me, I get around 5 hours of wear with a very soft projection, like very soft projection. I wish it lasted longer and it projected more because I'm obsessed with the way that it smells, but I just wish it was that bit stronger. Like for instance, Cherry Punk is really strong. This one is not that strong, but I even prefer the way that this smells. Like it's a very chic fragrance, like this leathery suediness, a creaminess, a slight sweetness, a bit dusty as well. Like it has a bit of a dusty quality. So good, you guys. 10/15 from room 1015. Definitely cool girl approved. I am obsessed with it. Another Guerlain, but I have the older bottle. This is Quia Beluga, and this would be another like cool girl vanilla in my opinion. What you have with Quia Beluga is this gorgeous suede vanilla. It's just buttery, a little bit smoky, it's suede, it's smooth, it's so rounded and chic and just wow. Like this is really a top tier fragrance from Guerlain. It is really hard with the Art of Materials collection because there are so many good ones from them. There is Angelique Noir, Spiritueux Sublime Vanille, Quia Beluga, Tobacco Honey. There's so many that are amazing, but one of my favorite vanillas that definitely doesn't get spoken about that much is Quia Beluga. It's this, yeah, it's a suede vanilla, very like warm, very creamy, just wow, like really wow. Longevity and projection is good, it's okay, it's around 6-7 hours I would say, with a soft projection. I found with most of my Guerlains, like the Art of Material vanilla fragrances, they're all kind of the same longevity and projection. None of them are beast mode. They last, but they're not, you know, projecting a lot or anything like that. So Quia Beluga, definitely a cool girl vanilla. I am obsessed, I'm in love. It is so good. If you love Gris Chanel from BDK, you will love this fragrance. This is Lost Alice from Mask Milano. Now, what you have with Lost Alice is more or less like a similar profile to something like Gris Chanel. No spice, like I don't feel like this fragrance is spicy at all. It's more of a creamy, milky, woody fragrance. You have a lot of orris and this kind of prominent note of carrot. I think it's carrot or carrot seeds that is in here, but you definitely feel this like, I don't know how to explain the smell of carrot, but it's like a bit earthy in a way. And yeah, it's very interesting, but it's mixed with the orris, so it feels quite like buttery, suede, a little bit earthy, yeah, and then you have that milkiness. There's also a slight sweetness in there, like from some vanilla, but it's just a very like smooth, creamy, milky, dreamy fragrance. And I love it because for me personally, milky notes can go really rancid on my skin. Like I personally get a bit disgusted by some milky fragrances and I feel like they're not really well balanced. Lost Alice is typically an example of a milky scent that's very well balanced. It's creamy but not too much, perfectly woody, has that little like dustiness there. It's really a fantastic scent, so I recommend it. Longevity projection is not too bad. It's around 6 hours on my skin with a soft projection. Really nice, very much a cool girl scent, like very much a cool girl fragrance, and I really love this one, so I recommend it a lot. Finally, we have a newer fragrance in my collection, so I want to tell you guys, I have only tested this one on my hand at this point, but I love this fragrance, and it reminds me of this place in Dubai Mall. I've spoken about it many times, but it's called Level Shoes, and it always has this smell of like sandalwood. Like it smells like sandalwood, but with something extra, and I think I have found the fragrance that smells like that part of Dubai Mall, and it is from Bohoboco, and it is Sandalwood Naroli. Now, this is definitely my favorite fragrance from Bohoboco. I don't know why, but I love it. Like, I absolutely love this fragrance. There is something kind of, Now, what you have in here is Neroli and Sandalwood, obviously, but you also have a very prominent smokiness going on. Like, there is really this vibe of the sandalwood in here is burning. Like, it's a bit burning. It feels quite smoky. It's mixed with the Neroli and a little bit of bergamot, so it has this kind of like bitter citrus vibe, but mixed with sandalwood and that smoky touch. I find it to be incredibly unique. Like, it's a mix of freshness, but creaminess, but smokiness. It's very contrasting in the scent. Like, the scent itself is very much like what the heck is going on in here, but I love the way that it smells. So I need to test it out more, but right now I love this fragrance. But you have to like Neroli to appreciate this one. You also need to like a little bit more of like a unique fragrance. But I do, however, feel like if you like Gris Charnel, you might like this one from Bohoboco. I just think it's fantastic. So yeah, I'm very impressed. I will report back, guys, after wearing it more, but it is definitely a cool girl fragrance. Like, this is a cool girl scent. I don't see this on a pretty girl. I don't see this on a vanilla girly. I don't see this on a Pilates girly. This is a cool girl fragrance. So that is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video talking about cool girl fragrances. I feel like I am not the cool girl, I don't think, even though a lot of these fragrances I wear myself, like Sycamore, Vetiver Rio, Tobacco Honey, what else, 1015, Architects Club, whatever. I love a lot of the fragrances in here, but I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as like the cool girl. But I think I'm very much qualified to recommend fragrances, because I have smelled a lot of fragrances over the years, and I also have met a lot of different people from the industry, so I feel like I know how they smell. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye. All right, and let me know what other categories do you want me to do. So I've done pretty girl, now we've done cool girl. What else do you guys want to see next? Let me know.